If you have edited videos before, you know that it takes a hot minute. So what if there were certain tools or things that you can implement that can radically speed up your workflow? The thing is that there is. But who the heck am I, and why should you listen to anything that I have to say? Well, my name is Justin, and I've breathed creative work since I was like 12 years old. I would make home videos, YouTube videos, photography, graphic design, you name it. And in 2020, I started freelance video editing. I did that for a year, and then I went full time with my homie Cam. And since then, we have done millions and millions of views in long form content. And I don't say that to flex. I say that because on the back end of that, I have spent many hours staring at the editing timeline, learning one new thing at a time that radically changed how fast I can edit. So basically what I'm getting at is that I want to pass all that knowledge forward to you and save you literally hundreds of hours of your time. We have a number of physical products, digital products, and even psychological tips that we need to go over today. So no more wasting time, and let's figure out how we can save you many hours in your editing workflow. So first up, we have a mouse. You might be like, Justin, I already have a mouse. How is that going to save me time? Well, this isn't just a regular mouse. It's the Logitech MX Master 3. Now, I don't want to bore you and just tell you all the details of, oh, it fits your hand better. It's more ergonomic. It feels better over a long period of time. Has great battery life. While all of that is true, it's really only for a few reasons. Number one is being that it has a horizontal scroll wheel. So the MX Master 3 has the regular scroll wheel that you find on any mouse, but it has the one on the side as well. So how exactly does that help us when we're editing videos? Well, in the settings of the mouse, I changed it so that scroll wheel on the side is now set to be able to scroll through my timeline left to right. This is huge. Do not overlook this, because once you try this literally one time, going back and moving the scroll bar left to right, you'll genuinely never want to go back to having to do that. Next up, we have the two buttons that are underneath that scroll wheel. Now, a lot of mice have these buttons, so if you have them, use them to your advantage. For me, I have the forward button set to my cut key, so this would be like your blade tool, cut tool, whatever software you're working in. So in my clip, wherever I want to make a cut, I just hit that button and make the cut. And then for the button behind that, I have it set to my delete key. So in context of how this actually works in my workflow, say I have a section of the video that I want to delete, I hit the forward button to bring up my blade tool, make a couple cuts, click on my clip, and then I hit the second button that deletes it. This makes it such an easy process to make cuts in your timeline. And it might not sound crazy valuable at face value, but over the course of an entire edit, it's going to save you so much energy, because now you never even have to move your hand away from the mouse in order to make cuts in the timeline. And then finally, for the MX Master 3, we have the button on the bottom, or I guess to the left of those two buttons. This one's pretty straightforward. I just have this one set to when I hit it, it opens up all my windows, so that way I can cycle in between the tabs that I have open on my computer. In this case, it just means that I don't have to go to the bottom, get to my taskbar, and then switch my app. This makes it easy. So again, it's just a simple button that I hit and it's done. So that way I can easily navigate through like creative notes, looking for different files, so on. It just makes it a way easier process. And if you're trying to take editing seriously, this is hands down going to be one of the best investments that you can make into yourself. Next on our list, we have presets. I don't know if you've ever invested into presets, but let me tell you, I cannot live without them. When you have presets where you can just drag and drop a certain effect onto a clip without having to touch a single keyframe, man, let me tell you, it's a good time. And so there's two ways you can get presets. Number one is going to be to build them yourself. This is good so that you can just build out your own effect, save it as a preset, and then you can use it literally forever. But the only downside to doing this is that it's going to take a lot of time up front. And depending on if you already have clients or not, literally speaking from a time spent to money earned ratio, you might be better off with just buying presets. Tons of creators have presets within this whole space of creatives, but obviously they're going to range from person to person and if they're actually going to suit your need and if they're right for you. But this is why I offer presets linked below. I have both the editor's essentials and the animation essentials. This is literally everything that I could think of when it comes to making any kind of content. The editor's essentials is everything that you need ground up, from the animations, LUTs, camera movements, overlays, audio presets, etc. And then the animation essentials is literally everything you need for, well, animations. It's just a lot more complex of a library of animations compared to the editor's essentials. Both of these preset kits have over 100 presets inside of them, and you can find them over my website, justinlisenby.com, or in the top link below. But presets are absolutely critical when it comes to saving you time while editing. I don't bring up this tip just to sell you on it. I sell them because of how much I believe in it. But not having to touch a single keyframe, it's a good time. But moving on from presets, we now have one that we all dread, including myself, but it's going to save you so much time and headache when it comes to editing, and that is organization. When you think ahead and set yourself up right, your future self is going to thank you. You can have a folder where you have a certain type of genre of music, one for certain overlays, another one where you export your footage. You can build out individual folders that house every single piece of content that you create, or you could even have folders that literally only contain B-roll inside of them. But trust me, if you do this, it's going to make the whole process so much more streamlined and easy to work with. Just spend an hour or two and just start organizing everything that you have on your computer. So that way when you have an idea, you know exactly where to go to find it instead of having to dig around through folders or trying to remember what the file name was called. But this was something that I implemented a long time ago, and honestly, I don't think I'd be at where I'm at today if I never did this. This is a trust me, just do it kind of situation. But now for an honorable mention that kind of goes hand in hand with organization is if you get an Elgato Stream Deck, because when you eventually have your organization dialed in, you can use a Stream Deck to open those folders that you need. So now not only are you organized, anything you need is literally only one click away. I got mine as a gift, and honestly, I did not realize how much this was actually going to help me. I definitely recommend picking one of these up, but the buttons that you hit on the Stream Deck is actually called a hotkey, which is our next tip. Hotkeys are very similar to the mouse that we talked about in the sense of that it only saves you seconds at a time, but in the long run, it's going to save you a ton of energy. And this is such a good practice to build. Think of the tools that you use the most and then set a hotkey for it. Set a keybind and get comfortable with hitting a hotkey instead of having to find the tool with your mouse or wherever it is in your editing software. And so once you're comfortable with one of them, go ahead and set a second one. And once you're ready with those, set a third, and so on. The goal is to eventually have so many hotkeys set that you don't ever even need the mouse for finding tools. If you have the mouse paired with the hotkeys that you set on your keyboard, you're going to be able to absolutely rip through your timeline. And trust me, this is something that you should genuinely start doing if you haven't already. To wrap this up, we have a psychological tip that I guess could also be a physical tip that you can start implementing right away. But that is going to be to start editing with intention. But what does that even mean? When you toss in a whole project and you have all this footage in your timeline, you can get so easily overwhelmed and not even sure where to even begin. So what do? I have a system that I can replicate over and over on any video in any style of content. My step one is just to focus on cutting up my footage. For my first step, that is the only goal. It's just to get my footage cut all the way down to kind of how it's going to look within the final edit. Here, I'm trying to delete any sort of dead space where people are getting bored, or taking out the bad takes, or taking out filler words such as like, and things like that, or even any lines that just don't add any value to the viewer. Basically, the goal in this step is to make the content watchable. And then my second step is to go back and add in music. And this is because we've already gone through the video once. We've already cut it down. So now we understand the emotion in every single scene of the video. This makes it so much easier instead of trying to do everything at once and just guess where the content is going. It's clarity. So once all of this is added in, we have a video that's completely cut down with music that pushes the emotion forward. And then finally, my last step is to add my visual effects. This is where we're visually going to keep the viewer entertained and I guess stimulated. This is where I'll add transitions, text, just anything that the video needs visually in order to keep the viewer's attention. But now once all three of those steps are done, the entire video is done and ready to go. You literally have a complete video that probably seemed super daunting at the very beginning when you imported your footage. We were never stressed. We just sat there and did one step at a time. Next thing you know, the video was complete. We were never guessing. It was just a step-by-step system that now we can replicate over and over. My goal and mission with this YouTube channel is to help you be able to make creating content and editing a career. I have a lot of things on the horizon how I want to do this for you, but hopefully in the meantime, this is a great stepping stone into being able to save you a ton of time, use that time to get more clients or do whatever you want to do. But for now, enjoy editing. It's a fun time, and I just want to help you eliminate all the bad or unfun things out of editing. So like I said before, you can pick up your essential editing kits off of my website, justinlisenby.com. These are hands down the best way that you can support me and my channel and my vision to be able to help as many of you as possible so that we can keep this ball rolling. But if you want any tactical tips on how you can create a clean and aesthetic reel on Instagram, I'm going to leave this video right here for you to go ahead and check out. But thanks again, and I hope to see you over in there.